Hi everyone, and if you clicked on this video you will see from the title this is not a reading. There is no cards coming out on the table at all. This is purely just me sending a quick message out to a number of people who have been emailing me. I will reply to each email individually still, but this is just a message for anyone who I'm getting the same emails from a lot of people. Am I in a karmic situation? Am I in a twin flame situation? So obviously I can't say for sure what situation you're in without doing personal readings or without connecting with you one-to-one. But what I can do is explain to you the difference in my mind between my karmic relationships and my twin flame relationship. And hopefully that will help you to realise yourself. So I can tell you all my relationships in the past have all been very karmic in nature. Every single one of my relationships has either put me in a third party, they've cost me thousands of pounds worth of debt through gambling addictions, various things. They've stepped out of connection, been with other people. They've made me feel less than. I've been abused. I've been both physically, emotionally. I've dealt with narcissists my whole life. Every time I felt like I was getting somewhere in life, I'd stumble back down again. I struggled to get a foothold in my finances, everything, okay? So that gives you an idea on what all my previous relationships were like. They were all designed to hold me back, to teach me lessons about myself. You know, everything, all the relationships I've had in the past have all held me back from my true self. Because I had karmic debts to clear, I had karmic lessons to be learned, and all these situations is what the blueprint of my soul already had prepared before I incarnated in this lifetime. So I had to go through all that to get to the place I am now. So that is a karmic relationship. They will do everything they can to keep you stuck. And I'm not saying the person you're with knows that that is what their purpose is, because they don't. Most karmic connections, the person doesn't even realise they are your karmic connection from a past life, but they are. So now I'll tell you the difference to what happened when I met my twin flame. So after my second marriage was disastrous, I just couldn't. I went through a spiritual awakening not long after my husband. I'm not going to get into it, but I had to make my husband move out for a family home when my kids were quite young, because it was a very, very volatile, aggressive household with addictions and stuff like that going on with my partner. And anyway, I decided the best way to avoid heartbreak, being hurt, being betrayed, being backstabbed, was to stay single. So I remained single and celibate for 15 years, just focusing on being a single mum. And it was hard. I struggled a lot. But I worked with patients and mental health and stuff, and my whole life has been devoted to always being there for others and doing my best for other people. And I used to always think, why can't I catch a break? Why I spend my entire life being good to other people and being loving and being compassionate. And I'd kind of given up on love, I guess. And then just when we went into lockdown, I had to stop my job where I was working with dementia patients and things and working with the elderly. I gave up that job during lockdown. And then I was kind of, because during lockdown it was almost like I started to find my true self. When I was feeling I was cut off from all my family members, who I now know were all very karmic to me. I didn't know then, but I know that now. And during lockdown, I wasn't spending time with my family and stuff like that. And I started to evolve. And that's when I started to write my books. I'd been trying to write books my entire life, and I ended up writing a book. I wrote 62 chapters of a book in the space of a week during lockdown. And that's how my creative would just went poof. So just as we were coming out of lockdown, my oldest daughter, who's 28, She convinced me to go into a dating site, and I'd been pushing away the idea for so long. And then I thought, do you know what? I'm going to do it. And why not? Let's do it. Anyway, cut a long story short, I started speaking to someone. I was about to give up because nobody was really holding my attention. I was about to give up. Anyway, I met someone online and they said, do you want to have a date? And I'd never had a date in 20 years. Anyway, I went for a date on the 11/11. So it was 2 years ago yesterday. And so I'm explaining to you what happened when I met my person, just so you'll understand. It was like I had no nerves going into the date. And when I met him, it was like an instantaneous level of comfortableness. Like, I find it hard to put it into words. But this will give you a rough idea. The person I've known, somebody who was in the restaurant that night, who I've known for 25 years, met me a few days after my date. And she said, how did your date go? And I was like, oh, I didn't know. Did I tell you I was going on a date? Because I kept it really quiet. I never hardly told anyone. And she went, no, I was actually on the table across from you. And that just, she says, you and him never took your eyes off each other. She said, and it was so, she said, I felt the intensity coming off your table. And she said, even when the waitress was coming over to take your orders and things, you didn't stop looking at each other and smiling at each other. And that's what it was like. And then from that moment on, my life started getting better and better and better. I started feeling stronger, more confident in myself. My writing, my creative spark just tripled. I changed my writing style. I started writing really beautiful romance. And I mean, I'd been a ghostwriter for years and always wrote books for other people, but this was my first time where I really felt that creative drive. And so I started writing my third book when I met my twin. So my twin pushed me to evolve. My twin pushed me into this cocoon phase to make, I suddenly wanted to start being healthier. I stopped all my bad habits. I stopped drinking, I stopped smoking. I was on 14 pills a day for circulation problems, heart problems. I couldn't even walk. I was on crutches for about 6 months before I met my twin, because I had severe sciatic pain. And basically, when I met my twin, I stopped taking painkillers, everything. It was miraculous change in my life. But then suddenly, just my twin and I spoke to each other every night for a couple of hours per night. And then suddenly one weekend, I texted him on the Thursday and I never heard from him again till the Sunday. And I knew something had happened. And he came back and he was very smug and he was sneering at me and stuff down our video call. And I said, oh, how come I haven't heard from you? And he went, I didn't realise we were seeing each other. I didn't think we were a thing. And at that point, I could already start to feel my heart being chipped away, because we'd already planned so much together, starting a business together, and from that moment on, my heart just got cracked, and then cracked again, then cracked again. And then finally it shattered. But now I all understand why that happened, because I didn't know until just before my twin and I went into separation. And we stopped talking for a long time, then started speaking again, and I thought, oh, this is it, he's coming back healed. But no, he was just coming back to try and keep me in his life while he kept on doing what he wanted to do. And I kept on saying, this isn't a have your cake and eat it situation. You don't want to be with me, that's fine. But I'm going to keep going on my own, because I deserve better. And I didn't stay celibate for 15 years to be in a third party situation. So, and more things happened when we went into separation. Obviously, all my past life memories were returning, my dream states. I could feel our bond growing stronger and stuff like that. And but I realised the more I pushed forward on my own and the more I evolved in myself and the more I balanced out all my divine masculine feminine energy and just constantly focused on what was good for me. And I remember the last time we spoke, I reiterated to him again, I am not going to be a third person. If you want to see other people, fine. I am not going to be involved in any love triangles. I'm not going to be an option. I'm not going to be a friend with benefit. I deserve love and I deserve commitment. And if you don't wake up every morning and think, I'm glad to have Arlene in my life, I am so blessed to have Arlene in my life, then I don't want to know. And that's been my stance ever since. And I know he's going through changes right now. I know he's, you know, my guides and angels let me know he's changing. He's going through his awakening journey and all of this. And I send him love and light. And I love him unconditionally, regardless of the betrayals and the backstabbing. And I love him unconditionally. And I send the people who got involved in our connection love and light. And I pray for them to find their light. And I send love and light to everyone who wronged me. But the one thing I will say, if you've met your twin, time goes so fast. Like, you can meet your twin at 12 o'clock for a coffee, and then it can be 9 o'clock at night and it actually only feels you've been with each other for 1 hour. Because time, there's no sense of time when you're with your twin. You just spend the whole time looking into each other's eyes and talking and listening to the other, and there really is no sense of time. And a whole day can whiz by and you actually feel like, oh, I can't believe the day's over already. I don't want it to be over. That's what it feels like when you're with your twin. They push you to better yourself. Yeah, they will hurt you. They will, I mean, the more I said to my person, you know, but I love you, they would keep on saying, I don't feel it. And every time they said they didn't feel it, it would hurt me even more. And still I stupidly kept on saying that I had feelings. So now I'm at the point where I'm still receptive, I'm still open, and I just have to have faith that when the time is right, I know the universe knows what's best for me, and I'm just letting things happen naturally the way they should. Because as I say, I know he's on a spiritual journey himself right now. And that's the way it should be. I'm focusing on doing what I have to do. I'm focusing on my divine purpose, working with my guides, working with God, working with the angels, and I'm letting him do his thing. And if I ever get prompted, sometimes I've been prompted to text him or something, and I do it. Aside from that, I don't have contact with him. And I know when the time is right that God will bring everything full circle. But we both have to be in a completely full healed state, because I can't go back the way anymore. I can't lower my vibrations for anyone. So only people that can raise their vibrations to meet me now can be part of my life. And unfortunately my twin is one of them. So there you go. That is my take on karmic versus twin. Your twin pushes you to better yourself. Yes, they hurt you. They break your heart. But all that is necessary for you to start evolving and healing and focusing on all the insecurities that you push aside. So if you have a fear around opening up to love, if you've built your walls around your heart, if you've got insecurities about your body, your weight, anything at all. Because when I met my person, suddenly, and even my diet changed. I wanted to start eating healthy. I wanted to start going to the gym, which didn't last too long. I just prefer to swim and walk now. But so when you meet your twin, it pushes you to better yourself, to kick all your old habits and stop the behaviour patterns. But when you're with a karmic, they keep you in the bad patterns and the addictive habits. And I just want to reiterate this. Your twin will never be violent to you. If you're in a connection that you think's a twin flame and that person is hitting you, beating you up, psychologically abusing you in any way, that is not your twin, okay? Your twin will not lay a finger on you. They will, yes, they will reject you. Yes, they will be susceptible to spell work and spiritual attacks and lust and obsessions and addictions. But will they lay a finger on their twin? No. And if you're if you're in any sort of aggressive or violent relationship, that is not a twin flame. Okay? I just want to reiterate that. Somebody needs to hear that. So I hope this has helped. So cut a long story short, a karmic will keep you stuck in karmic cycles, never bettering your life. A twin will break your heart when you go into separation with them, but they will push you to become a better version of yourself. And that's so, but I will email everyone back, and thank you so much for watching, and I'll talk to you all tomorrow with another reading for the new moon in Scorpio. I look forward to it. Have a lovely day, night, wherever you are in the world. Take care. Namaste. Bye.